All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Hour. We're going to be talking some rankings versus ECR, injury impact, top streamers as we get you ready for week 4 of the fantasy football season. Be right back.
The Fantasy Six Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Applegarth.
Touchdown! All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me tonight, Corey Pieper. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just watching Kyler Murray and the Cardinals and the Seahawks over here trying to not turn the ball over every few seconds. But it's going well otherwise.
Yeah, this game's not awesome. Good. This is like old school Thursday Night Football.
This is old school Thursday Night Football.
AJ, how you doing, man? Glad you could join us. You weren't feeling too good.
Yeah. No, the head was pounding all day today. I don't know what was going on, but medicine I took.
I'm not.
Yeah, hopefully.
My mind went in the gutter as soon as you said that. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
It's already started.
Come on, man. I mean, let's not be crude. Okay, this is a family show.
Yeah, I think we've determined that is not the case. But
whose family? I don't know. But all right, yeah. So I don't know. I'm here.
All right. Well, let's get things rolling here. We're going to be talking some rankings and some injury news and top streamers from AJ. Before we jump into that, though, just remind everybody, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave those comments. We appreciate it, and love to hear from you. Jump over to FantasySixPack.net, get access to the award-winning rankings, the draft. The draft cheat sheet's done. I'm so used to saying that. The DFS and betting content. We've got the really deep waiver wire article by Corey over here, and a whole lot more. Jump into Discord with us. F6P Pods saves you 15%. Let's get into it, guys. What you got from me? Let's do some rankings versus ECR.
AJ, I'll let you pick. You're the one who's been dealing with some head stuff today. You want to go higher guys to offer to Joe or lower guys?
I'll go lower since I'm feeling a little low.
You're feeling a little low? Okay.
A little low, a little slow.
Now I will go higher. That's good. We'll start at running back like we've been doing. It's the position that's probably the most important in fantasy, or one of them. Joe has a guy inside the top 20 who he is 6 spots higher than the consensus, and that is the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jaylen Warren. Consensus has him at 22. Joe loves him flying across the pond to Dublin. He has him at 16, 6 spots higher than the consensus. Not worried about the jet lag or anything?
I mean, it's never great. I think just what I like here with Jaylen Warren is, and we're gonna like it for a while. I think I don't think the situation there is changing a whole lot anytime soon. Jaylen Warren is getting pretty much everything at this point. Gainwell is just being sprinkled in. Caleb Johnson is not being used at all, not even seeing the field. It's kind of crazy. I'm still stashing Caleb Johnson in a 14-team league just because, like, I mean, there's nobody to pick up anyway, so like whatever. But the second I find somebody better to pick up, I'm gonna dump him. But yeah, Jaylen Warren, man, going against Minnesota. Minnesota's defense been pretty good. So that's not the greatest matchup there. But the usage, man, is top notch, and that's something that I like to rely on when it comes to running backs. And I'd say Minnesota's defense has been really good overall, but actually they're against running backs, they're kind of middle of the road, so it's actually not a horrible matchup there. So, but
Yeah, I don't think I have Caleb Johnson's places, so I never did get Jalen Warren anywhere, and I regret that substantially.
Yeah.
And 1 yard touchdown here from Zach Charbonnet for all of the Kenneth Walker rosters, as I am in many spots. So thank you, Zach Charbonnet, for picking up that 1 yard touchdown.
Yeah. About that.
Pretty sure I did not play him in Scott Fish because I forgot and just was running around like crazy. So that's not going to be good. Oh well.
Yeah.
I
somehow already
Walker got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and then he has not been in there. I don't think I haven't seen him be in there. So not loving that.
Yeah, that's no bueno. He's got 7 points from my one team so far. So touchdown would have been nice. That
might be all you get.
That's what I mean. That's not cool. I'm not down with that, as the children say these days. All right, so let's talk about your lower and slower here, and that would be Mr. Breece Hall. He is in Miami, which is the early Monday night game. And you've got him 4 spots lower. What's the deal with that?
I think the problem with you weren't here pre-show, AJ, too much, but I've got a gnat flying around, so I might just be swatting at stuff here a bunch. It's pretty awesome.
I did the same thing earlier.
It likes to fly around my face constantly.
Yeah.
So that
must be a basement thing.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think Breece Hall had a great week 1, right? And so we were all kind of going oh, well, maybe this is going to be, this is going to be good, right? It really hasn't been good since. Some of it obviously has to do with Justin Fields not playing, and that really hurts that offense. Although he was terrible in week 2. The other problem is he is really splitting this backfield with Braylon Allen. As much talk we had off season that there was going to be a split backfield here. It's Breece Hall 56% snaps last week, Braylon Allen 32, and then you can mix in Isaiah Davis as well with 14. And then when Justin Fields comes back, right, there's even less rushing attempts for all 3 of them. And so it's kind of the opposite of Jaylen Warren, right? It's you're guaranteed the usage with Jaylen Warren. We don't really know what Breece Hall is going to get. This is a phenomenal matchup, and he should smash. I get it. He could get 6 carries. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless he runs one, 50 yards to the house, it's going to be hard for him to produce. And that's where I just have a tough time ranking him high just because the matchup is good.
Yeah, he's got the same number of carries in weeks 2 and 3 that he had in week 1 alone, 19. But the yardage, it's just not there. Receptions were up a little bit last week. Okay. But yeah, I don't like this either. And, being on a Monday night is hard enough anyways, because you really don't want to wait to
Jamie. What's up, man? Thanks for joining.
Hey, good to see a new face. But yeah, so I'm out on Breece Hall as well.
I'm not out on him. He's still startable. He's still ranked high enough that I'm, ranked right now. He's ranked 19th in my half PPR rankings. Still startable. But that situation just isn't good there. The problem is, right, honestly, is I feel like we just haven't gotten a lot of really consistent play from a lot of players this year so far. And so it's just been rough, man, all across the board.
Joe put a message in our group chat a couple days ago that he was looking for sell highs. And I said, someone has to be good to sell someone high. And it is few and far in between to find good players to sell high right now. Because if anybody's doing anything, I don't know about you, but I am not looking to sell them because it has been tough.
Well, and then it's guys like Trey Tucker who go off for 40 points, right? And he's rostered in like 6% of leagues, and it's like, who can sell him because nobody has him. I randomly picked him up in the crab cake league, AJ. I had a couple of open bench spots right before the game, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'll pick up Trey Tucker. And then when it went off for 40 points, I was like, so yeah, I meant to start him.
The crab cake league.
Son of a bitch! My lineup didn't save.
Okay.
Guys,
yeah,
I need to have him put in immediately.
I like that. Okay, moving it over to the other position here that people want to know about, and that is wide receiver, where Joe has a few guys that are slightly different, but the one I wanted to talk about, Joe has as a wide receiver 1 at number 12 overall. 6 higher than the consensus. Denver's very own wide receiver, another Monday night guy, Cortland Sutton. 2 great games, and in between of the Oreo was not the good cream filling. There was a sucky game right in the middle there. But otherwise, Cortland Sutton been awesome in the first 2, and Joe is back in week 4 here. I almost said week 3. We are on week 4 against the Bengals. What do you like, Joe?
Welcome to week 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Look, Cortland Sutton proved that week 2 was a bit of a fluke, and everybody was on the Frankly train, and that crashed pretty hard. Sutton's the real deal, man. Him and Bo Nix are good to go. This is a primo matchup. I know, you can look at the fantasy points allowed and you're like, oh, but Cincinnati's like kind of middle of the road. Yeah, careful with that. I mean, look, they played Cleveland to start the year, and it wasn't like great for them. Jacksonville's offense obviously not doing great, passing the ball. The Vikings didn't have to do anything last week, right? The passing offense didn't have to do anything last week because they had 2 defensive touchdowns. They had 2 rushing touchdowns, and they were done. So, I think this defense is still really, really bad. And, Denver's going to be able to do whatever they want. If, it could be that they don't have to do anything either passing the ball, but I think the matchup's good, and he's obviously the go-to guy there for Bo Nix.
Yep.
Yeah, big on Nix, big on Sutton. I don't disagree with anything there. But the lower on this end here is Mr. George Pickens. He is going up against Green Bay. It is a home game for Dallas. It's, of course, the Sunday night game. So again, another lower guy that's a later start. You've got him 3 under ECR. What don't you like about Pickens this week?
Before I get to that, apparently we've been nicknamed the Sixers. I like that. Good BD. And AJ really likes that because he is a 76ers fan.
Don't spread that around. Don't spread that around.
A couple of years ago, man, you would have been all about that. Ingram is back, is he though? He's done absolutely nothing. I don't know about that, man. I'm not trusting Ingram right now, but that's okay. So Pickens, I know people are going to go, oh, but CeeDee Lamb isn't there, so Pickens going to get everything, right? Look, CeeDee Lamb left the game super early last week, and Pickens really didn't do a whole lot. It was pretty mediocre. Yes, he found the end zone, but it's he had the exact same stat line as the week before. I was like, is this a misprint? It's literally the exact same stat line. It was kind of unbelievable. Is Pickens probably going to get more volume? Absolutely. But look, Green Bay's defense, Corey, you guys saw firsthand this Thursday night, the couple Thursdays ago, man. I'm sitting here going what the hell is going on? The Commanders cannot do anything against this defense, and dude, they shut down everybody so far, and
yet they still somehow found a way to lose to the Browns.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I was trying not to bring that one up,
my survivor.
You did that to yourself. But look, they're allowing the 4th least amount of points to wide receivers in half PPR leagues. DVOA has them ranked number 1 against receivers by a lot, by the way. So I think George Pickens is going to be in for a rough day, probably mostly because I think Dak's going to have a really bad game. I'm actually I have Dak in one league, and I keep going to the waiver wire thinking, like, is there a streaming option? And there's just not, because this is like the one league where it seems like everybody rosters 2 quarterbacks. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'm just gonna have to go for it and just hope it works out. But this is not gonna be a great game, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, Pickens, he's had a lot of targets the past 2 weeks, 18, between the 2 weeks, but it was against the Giants in Chicago. I just don't.
And he caught 5 for what?
He only caught 5 for 68 in both games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exact same stat line.
It's like the exact same stat. It's ridiculous.
It is the
I don't
exact
know if I've ever seen that.
That's what I said.
It's
5 for 68 and a touchdown. I was like, wait, what?
Yep.
So,
but yeah,
I could be totally wrong. Maybe Pickens just goes bonkers. Like, we've seen him do it. I think he can. I'm not sure it's going to be able to work against this defense, who is going to just be in Dak's face all game long. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot he's going to be able to do back there.
Well, and you got to think too, this is the Micah Parsons revenge game. So he wants to get through and sack Dak all game. So Dak's going to have 0 time.
We can only hope. As a Packers fan, we can only hope. Let's see here. Moving to the tight end position. We actually have some this week. Usually when I talk about tight ends, Joe's like one different or no different, and I have to make up something to talk about here. Not this week. Joe loves him. Some Mr. Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce is 3 higher than the consensus, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Joe, we just like Xavier Worthy's back and Travis Kelce's going to get more receptions over the middle, or what are we thinking here?
It's a little bit of that. I think that's going to help get Kelce open for sure. Baltimore's bad on defense. Does anybody realize this? They're not good. I know it's a little bit of who they've played, but again, another tough matchup. So it's like, they rank 7th worst against tight ends. So, like, okay, if Eddie, Kelce's going to finally have good games, this is going to be one, I think. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, is he going to put on the outfit of the band? The Baltimore Ravens marching band and get in the crowd and jam out? I doubt it. But yeah, Baltimore's defense was atrocious against Detroit on Monday. Now, that said, they did not have Matabike, so that definitely was a big problem. But even with him there, defense still hasn't been great. So I don't know. I think Kelce could have a decent game. He tore them up in the AFC Championship game a couple of years ago, and that was hard to watch in person. But going lower here, you got Hunter Henry, who had a huge game last week.
Yes, he did.
And he is at home against Carolina. Mm-hmm. Now he's only 2 under ECR, which, I mean, for a tight end, that's saying something. But you don't think there's another consistent game from Henry this week?
I think that's the problem with Hunter Henry, and somebody was talking about it in our Discord. It's just that Hunter Henry is one of these tight ends who has games like this, right? Like week 1 was okay, right? 8.5 8.5 points, 4 receptions, 66 yards. Fine, right? You'll take that. Week 2 against Miami, of all teams, right? 1 catch, 9 yards. What happened? Then last week just goes ham, dude. 8 receptions, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just like, okay. I mean, this is what Hunter Henry does. This is what this type of tight end does when you draft, when you basically punt tight end, you get a guy like Hunter Henry. He's going to have these weeks, and then he's going to follow up with like a nothing week. I don't think it's going to be nothing. Carolina's not good pretty much against anything. And so, they actually are right behind the Ravens as far as points allowed to tight ends. But they're just not really good against anything. So I think it's also like how much is New England going to need to pass in this type of game too is the thing. It's like the volume is going to be there. They like to spread the ball around. They're kind of like Green Bay-ish, right? They kind of like to just spread the ball around to a lot of people. Like seeing Hunter Henry get 11 targets last week was kind of weird. So it's just a little of just inconsistency from him and just the fact that how New England plays.
Speaking of Green Bay and New England and Hunter Henry and tight ends and spreading the ball around, I have a team where I have both Tucker Kraft and Hunter Henry, and I believe I have yet to start the one with the higher score each week. I've missed both Tucker Kraft's big week and Hunter Henry's big week by starting the other one just to fully irritate myself.
So don't chase points.
So just flip a coin, and whatever I flip, do the other one, because that's might as well be what it is. Okay, we did get a trade thing here in the chat. So 2 trades. Got for Travis Etienne for David Montgomery. Let's do that one first. Travis Etienne for David Montgomery. Anybody?
I would rather have Montgomery personally. Better offense. I mean, he had a huge game last week.
Yeah.
I don't expect that every week, but he's better. It's that simple. He's better.
I think I generally agree with that, but I think it's pretty close. ETN looks pretty good now. I feel pretty confident in the workload. I know Tootin's getting the ball more. People seem to be liking it. I'm not really all that worried about that.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm taking ETN, man. I think you're going to get these like blow up games from Montgomery because he's going to get the touchdowns, right? And that's kind of what that's what he's good for. But ETN's going to be consistent, I feel like. And we've already seen that this season. He's been really consistent with the points he's giving you each week. Montgomery was like 6, 12, and then like whatever, 29 or whatever. So
I think that one is close. This next part of this I don't think is particularly close. Corey Crosby Merritt, we all love Bill here. We'll talk about him in a little bit for what I'm assuming is Travion Henderson. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking Travion Henderson, who has not been particularly good, but when Ramondre Stevenson coughs it up twice and Antonio Gibson coughs it up once, I think we're finally going to see the Travion Henderson gets the ball or plays 70% of the snaps and gets the ball a lot.
Yeah. I think this is precisely what I wrote about in my Trade Targets article that went up on USA Today on Monday. I said, go out and get Henderson for cheap. This is the time. Like, this is the cheapest you're going to get him, I feel like, the whole season. Because you're right. You're right, Corey. With the fumbles, this is the time to go get him. So this is the perfect one. I like Bill, but like Rodriguez saw more touches than him last week. So okay.
Yeah. AJ, you're good with Travion?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Let's move on here. Joe's last position. The position everybody has to start at least one of. Sometimes you have to start 2. It is quarterbacks. We're looking at someone Joe has higher, and we are going to a guy I don't know if we've ever talked about on the Fantasy Six Pack Hour since the season started, and that is Mr. Geno Smith of the Las Vegas Raiders. He is taking on the Chicago Bears. Joe has him as a top 10 quarterback, right at number 10, higher than the consensus by a few. What do you like about Geno, Joe?
Yeah, it's matchup and the fact that right now actually Janty is not getting it done. So if this offense wants to do anything, it's got to go through Geno and Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers and of course Trey Tucker. So yeah, no, I mean the matchup here is great, man. The Bears allow the third most points to quarterbacks right now. DVOA's got them. Also pretty bad. I think right around like 23rd, 22nd ranked. So like below. It's just it's a good matchup, and like I said, I think we know Geno Smith just likes to chuck the ball. As long as he doesn't turn it over 3 times, I think he's gonna have a good game. And like the secondary for Chicago is banged up, man. So like this is the prime matchup for him.
Okay. Yeah. All right. On the lower end of the spectrum is similar numbers here. You're down 3 on Justin Herbert, but he is 3 spots ahead of Geno at number 7. The Bolts are at the New York Giants. I mean, is this is the weekend that Herbert decides to not be good?
So you always like to say like I think they're like a bust. Just to preface this,
what you're saying, exactly what you're saying.
Herbert, Joe hates everything about Justin Herbert.
You should just drop Justin Herbert. No, like Herbert is still QB7, right? I mean, it's just kind of like whatever. I just have him lower than consensus. I mean, there's a little bit of wonder of how much are the Chargers going to need to pass the ball. Marion Hampton looked amazing last week when he finally got the full workload after the Najee Harris injury. And weird to say, but like, I mean, Jaden Daniels did okay week 1, but it wasn't awesome. It was a lot of the rushing yards. Dak in that crazy game week 2, like did great. And then last week, like Mahomes wasn't good at all against them. They kind of won a really kind of stinker of a game. I don't know. That game kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I do think that the front 7 for New York is pretty good. The front 4 probably really. So I do think they can get some pressure put on there. Herbert is still absolutely locked into a starting lineup for me, but I don't have the faith in him that apparently a lot of other people do.
I would.
No, go for it. You go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I would definitely agree with it being the front 4, but the Giants are still giving up bunches of yards to the back position in general. So I agree this could easily be a Hampton game, and maybe another Keenan Allen touchdown or 2. That's about it.
Just to piss off all the Lat McConkey managers.
That's right.
Myself included.
Right. Can we talk about one more quarterback? Throwing this one at you right here at the very end, who I believe is a top 4 quarterback right now. He's top 4 right now. And you don't have him startable. And that is Daniel Jones, number 4 right now, behind only Lamar, Caleb, and Josh Allen. And Joe has him down here outside the top 12 at 14.
Yeah, I keep looking at that one. The Rams are kind of middle of the road as far as points allowed to quarterbacks. A lot of that has to do with Jalen Hurts last week. And Rams got up big. Jalen Hurts had to pass an absolute ton. And it worked. The first 2 weeks didn't play very good quarterbacks. CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, they shut him down pretty good. So it's kind of, are they good or are they not good? I think the jury is still out as far as how good Daniel Jones really is myself, honestly. It's in LA. I told you this before the show, actually. Like, my initial process had Kyler Murray up at like 10, and I was like, nah. And I moved him down 2 spots. I almost moved him down below Daniel Jones, and watching the first half of this game, I really wish I had. So he could have been only 3 lower. That whole grouping there with like Jordan Love and Kyler Murray, of course, he's locked in right now. I've got Purdy right around there. Those guys, like, I'm sort of still kind of juggling them around. I could easily put Daniel Jones above like Jordan Love, and he'd be right there, like kind of with consensus. But yeah, that's a tough one for me. I'm still sort of going back and forth on that one.
Dion has one question on quarterbacks here before we move on. He's thinking of starting Drake May over Baker this week. What do you guys think? Well, Baker gets Philadelphia, and I want nothing to do with that. I didn't look at Joe's rankings because I'm looking at this, but Drake I would assume Drake May is way higher than Baker.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. AJ's like a pessimistic Eagles fan right there, like backwalking it.
Well, I have this same conundrum in a league where I have Baker and I have Drake, and also Murray. Clearly, I did not start Murray.
Good thing.
Baker was questionable when I looked at it earlier.
I think he's fine.
He's going to play. I'm not really worried about that side of it. Yeah, I think I like May better as well.
Yeah, May's really high up in my rankings.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Let's close out the rankings talk, and then jump over to the injury news and impact. And we're gonna kick off with the game that's happening right now, and some the Arizona Cardinals here. James Conner, obviously the right ankle surgery, done for the year. We get Trey Benson and Amari DeMarcado filling in for him. What's your thoughts? And what have we seen so far from Benson and DeMarcado so far, and kind of what are you expecting them to do the rest of the year?
Watching it while we're talking here, I do not think Amari DeMarcado's actually touched the ball yet. So I picked him up in some deeper leagues, but I did not play him. You don't want to play him until he actually does anything. I do think he could take on some of the passing game work.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Benson, I mean, I would like to see. He had 4 carries in the first half, it looks like, and he threw the ball 23 times, which clearly didn't work, as we talked about Kyler struggling a little bit in the first half. Not all his fault. I'm hoping that we can get more of a workload. I'm kind of viewing Trey Benson going forward as the top 15 to 20 running back most weeks. Volume should be there. We've seen James Conner get the ball. Trey Benson, while Conner was healthy, whenever he got the ball, honestly looked better than James Conner. So 15 to 20, pretty much starting him in any league, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's looked good so far. 4 for 23. I've
just got to get the ball more.
Absolutely. I don't know what the Cardinals are doing right now. They're not looking good.
Well,
so.
They're also down like 4 offensive linemen, so that played a big part in my not starting Murray tonight. I was already teetering, and then it's like he's not going to have any protection. I mean, even worse than it usually is. Yeah, I'm out.
So, all right.
Next up here, you already mentioned Omarion Hampton, and Najee Harris has the Achilles rupture, so he is out for the season as well. Obviously, Hampton's the guy. Not really much behind him.
No, he's even higher. So if you have to rank the new starting running backs between Trey Benson and Omarion Hampton, we'll talk about Cam Skadwin in a second. Hampton's first. I think if we did it again now that we know the workload's clear, I'd probably take Hampton above Genty. As far as rookie running backs, I think he's probably top. He is probably a top 15 running back almost every week at this point. He showed he can catch. He can run the ball. They have a good matchup against the Giants. Then the Commanders, who I think are technically a pretty good rushing defense statistically, but I don't trust that. And then the Dolphins are after that, which he should gouge. So, yeah, I don't know how. You're starting Omarion Hampton every week at this point. Pretty shocked if you didn't.
Yeah, he looked amazing last week. Like I said, when he finally got all the work there, he gets some passing down work too, which is really good. Just even less to go around for Lad McConkey, unfortunately. Jumping over here, you mentioned Cam Scatterboo. So Tyrone Tracy out for 2 to 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. Cam Scatterboo, dude, he looked awesome. I sort of poked fun at one of the I forget who said it in a Discord. There was like some trade that went through, or it was a dynasty trade, and they were like, "Oh, would you trade?" I think it was like Montgomery for Scatterboo, and everybody was like, "Oh no, hold Montgomery." And I'm like, wait a minute. Like Montgomery's 29. Like unless you're like competing this year, like I don't know if I want to hold Montgomery anymore. Like if I'm out of it, like I'll take any younger running back I can for that. Like Montgomery's not going to have much longer. But everybody's like, "Oh, Cam Scatterboo's like a fullback." So after he like dominated last week, I was like, "He's the best fullback ever."
He's like Mike Allstott. That's what he is. Remember Mike
Right?
Allstott,
Yeah.
classic Tampa Bay dude, just
really
lower
is.
in the shoulder, picking up big chunks of yards. The thing that Scatterboo doesn't get enough credit for is how good of a pass catcher he is. He's awesome at it. He can catch the ball. He can catch the ball downfield, and then he just lowers his shoulder and goes upfield. Now,
And
unlike
really good at backflips.
minus 50 in that one league.
Oh, that was awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
Unlike
Those who don't know
Omari-
what we're talking about, was it you that put the tweet out there?
Yeah,
about
somebody
it?
sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me and said we should put it in our league. That there's this, I don't know the name of the league, has a penalty where if the guy gets caught doing a backflip, your team loses. I don't remember, like something divided by the number of streams of Benson Boone's beautiful things.
Is the
or whatever
number
name
of
is.
streams divided by like 50 million. or
So it's like
something
minus
that,
50
of
points if
Benson
your guy gets
Boone's,
caught
like,
doing a
beautiful
backflip.
things. So yeah, he got like negative 48 points for Tyreek Hill, and we didn't do the math on Cam Scatterboo, but that's hilarious. And so it was like, yeah, there's another backflip.
No, don't have any crazy rules like that. That is
No,
crazy.
I'm sorry, those are the dumbest things ever. I can laugh at them though because they're not in my leagues.
I am not paying money to play in a league where I lose points because the guy does a backflip.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
As far as like, because we know that Hampton, like Najee's out for the year and James Conner's out for the year, I'm still putting those guys above Cam Scatterboo because Tyrone Tracy should be back in a month, I think. 2 to 4 weeks, right? I think he'll be back in a month. And Tracy, as good as Scatterboo looked, Tracy looked good too. Started that game, he had at least the first 5 touches and like 9 touches in the first quarter, and he looked good. And he's looked good all year. So take advantage of Scatterboo while he's here, and maybe when Tracy comes back, it's 60-40 Scatterboo instead of the other way around. But I'm not looking to drop Tyrone Tracy. He looked good enough. I think you can still use him when he gets back, but this should be good for Scatterboo for a while here.
I was gonna say, you're not worried about like Tracy doing to, or Scatterboo doing to Tracy what Tracy did to Singletary last year.
I think Tyrone Tracy's a better running back than Devin Singletary was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm not worried about that. I think that Tracy's just better than Singletary. They should trade Singletary like to the Chargers. Somebody,
Yeah,
the Chargers need somebody. I don't know who the back. I think it's Hassan Haskins is the backup behind.
Yeah, it's Haskins. Yeah.
It's Haskins.
Behind Omari and Hampton. So they should get somebody in there. But
Yeah.
I'm not a GM. BD here's got a question, Joe, in the chat or everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's all.
14 team PPR. Start 2. Cavante Turpin. Okay, Cavante Turpin. Yeah. Dontavian Wicks, Khalil Shakir. Love these Thursday streams. Oh, thank you. Huge help to get ready for the fantasy week. Oh, that's good to hear, man. We're glad you enjoy it. He does have Ted McMillan to put down lowers on.
If you have McMillan mixed in with that, it would be Shakir and McMillan for me.
I think he's starting him automatically, isn't he?
Is that what he's saying? Do you have planning to start him if healthy?
Oh, yeah, because he missed practice. He did miss practice.
Yeah, so yeah, it would be Shakir, McMillan, and I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'll take Turpin over Wicks. I'll take Turpin over
Yeah, I think I would take Turpin over Wicks too. We did see Turpin get get utilized a lot more after Lamb went out. Wicks took the Jaden Reed role, man. Like he's on the field only like 2/3 of the time, and it was weird. Like I kind of thought that's what Golden was going to do, but it flipped. So that was kind of a surprise. So, all right.
All right, next up here we have Sausage Egg McLaurin is officially dealing with a quad, but unofficially he saw a core specialist. So what should we make of this?
So he did not practice again today. Did not practice yesterday. I don't think he's going to play this week. What they've said is quad injury, but like a core specialist who apparently is a renowned sports hernia guy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if he has to have surgery on something like that, this is going to be a while. So for now, I don't have enough information to say his gut is bad, but it's been reported he saw a very famous sports hernia person. And if he has to have surgery on that, it's going to be a while. So if you could sell Terry McLaurin right now, I'd probably be looking to do it. Now, he's been pretty bad so far this season, so the value is probably not there, but I'm a little worried about Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, it's not looking good, man.
Core specialist. I mean, if that's any kind of oblique issue or whatever, I mean, we talk about it all the time in baseball, and it saps a guy forever.
If he's out with, it's weird that it's like a quad, and then they're talking about a core. Like,
I don't really see the correlation.
I didn't think about sports hernia. I didn't think about that, but yeah, maybe.
I mean, that makes the most sense. I feel like if you're dealing with both of those areas, either way, it's not looking good.
Yeah, Jamie here. Six Pack also has a Wednesday stream. Yeah, the Dynasty Six Pack over there with Jamie and Kyle and crew. They do a good job jumping in there if you guys have some questions. One more, and then we'll jump to yours, Jelly. I like that, by the way. CeeDee Lamb, we've already kind of mentioned this a little bit, out with the high ankle sprain. I would say at least 4 weeks at this point. They're going to reevaluate him in 10 to 14 days. Is Pickens just going to eat while he's out? How much of a hit to Dak is this really? What's your thoughts here, man?
It's a slight downgrade for Dak when you lose one of the best receivers in the league. I kind of agree with you. I'm thinking about a month again. I think Pickens is fine. I'm not really moving him up. I think the one you bump up is Jake Ferguson. Dak just kept throwing him the ball. I think Jake Ferguson in PPR leagues is a locked-in starter every week at this point, and that doesn't seem to be changing. And like we already talked about Devontae Turpin a little bit, he's going to get used more, and they're going to try to find him ways to get the ball in space. So he's going to get jet sweeps, and he's going to get scheme touches, and that can be kind of valuable in like desperate flex plays like he's talking about there. You can use Devontae Turpin this weekend until Dak gets back, and I'm doing it in a spot too, a deeper league, and actually get points for the punt return, which makes him really valuable. But Devontae Turpin's usable. Pickens, you're still going to use most cases. Does he go down a little bit? I mean, it's back to what he was in Pittsburgh. Now he's the main guy again, and we talked about how we liked Pickens because he wasn't going to get the main coverage. Well, that's back, but he does have a better quarterback on a team that throws the ball more. So little downgrade for Dak, but upgrade for Ferguson. Pickens is probably fine, an upgrade for Turpin, and just keep holding CD.
You mentioned Ferguson. Do you know how many targets he got last week?
I think he's third in the league now in targets. I think he's like 16. He had 13 catches, something like that.
I think it was 14 targets last week. This is absurd.
Do you know who's leading the league in targets? I was looking at this today.
In targets?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. I believe we all equally hated him.
Who?
Nope. I believe we all equally did not want anything to do with him.
Garrett Wilson.
Not him. He's sixth.
Oh.
I don't actually know this answer. I don't know why.
Chris Olave.
I was just going to say Chris Olave.
Have you seen the stat lines he's putting up? 13 targets.
It's a lot of catches, but
7
it's
catches for 54 yards. 6 catches for 54 yards, 10 for 57. He's like doing the Wandale thing from last year, which we like Wandale. I liked Wandale, but I could pick him up, not as a free agent, but he's finding a way to be valuable. So, hey, good for him. There's a lot of
those
people.
PPR leagues, he's good. Half PPR leagues going like, come on, get in the end zone, man.
Seriously.
Next up.
All right. Next up here we have, let me find my window. Mike Evans, 3 to 4 weeks with a hamstring strain. Chris Godwin was a full practice participant yesterday, Wednesday. So is this automatically just falling to Godwin, or should we be looking at, Sterling Shepard a little bit?
No, I think it's just fire up Chris Godwin. If you were worried that Chris Godwin's coming back and with Ibuka there and Mike Evans there, is he going to be slow rolled? I don't think he's going to be slow rolled anymore. I think he's full practice. I had Chris Godwin in a few places I took him. I'm firing him right back into the lineup. I think he's going to be valuable. Ibuka stays the same. Mike Evans, the hamstrings are getting to he's first ballot Hall of Famer probably, but the hamstrings are getting to be a problem. This is the same thing he dealt with last year. Take a month off. Hopefully he's good to go from that point on. He'll still be usable when he's healthy, but the hamstrings are always going to start to be a concern with him. But yeah, I'm good to go with Chris Godwin. I'm not really downgrading Baker or anything because this offense is still really good.
Does this become the first year that Mike Evans does not get his 1,000-yard threshold?
So when it's like week 15 and he's at 730 yards, you can know that you're going to start him because they're going to find a way to get him 270 yards in 2 weeks because that's what they do. They're like, yep, doesn't matter if we win. Mike Evans, you need to get the yardage. We're going to throw you the ball 41 times.
76 targets, 41 catches.
That's about what they do.
It's going to be a good couple of days. Hope you're ready, Mike.
Ice those hammies.
Yeah, my gosh. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I've got Mike Evans in both the Kings Classic leagues. Not great. Not great, Bob. Not a big loss for fantasy managers. Don't really think he was rostered in a whole lot of places, but Jatavian Sanders out for a few weeks here with high ankle sprain. I mean, he's actually been pretty decent, for the cost, and he was free, still free, only rostered in 4.6% of leagues. So had a rough week 1, but was actually starting to come around. I thought he was always kind of, a potential, just kind of target guy, which is what he was turning out to be. But, it is what it is. That's what happens. What are your quick thoughts? Yeah.
If you have him, you can drop him. But I am kind of interested. When he gets back healthy, I'm going to be watching it because of that week 2, and he had 2 catches. It was like the first quarter when he got hurt. He already had a couple of more catches. There is room. Xavier gets god awful receiver. There is room other than Ted McMillan in this offense for another pass catcher. And Hunter Renfrow sort of stepped up in week 2, but I think it's Jatavian Sanders. So I'm going to be interested when he gets back. But yeah, you can drop him. No one's going to add him.
Yeah, I mean, week 2 against this Arizona team that we're watching right now, he had 9 targets. And he was on his way to getting similar numbers in week 3 until he got hurt. It was super early, so it's very unfortunate.
Sorry, I was looking at last week's show, and I just see where I typed in fart, and it was pretty funny. So next up here, we've got a rhyming name with Jaxon Dart is expected to start the rest of the season instead of cooking with Russ.
Fart.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I've still got him.
I'm a child. Well, I would hope so. It was only a week ago. But yeah, so what do we make of this? Are we dialed in that this is definitely going to be the way, or is Russ going to somehow earn back some time?
No. I think barring Jaxon Dart getting hurt, we can expect Jaxon Dart's the starting quarterback here for the Giants the rest of the season, and he should be owned in a fantasy league. Doesn't mean he should be started this week. They take on the Chargers, but he has the skill set that we're looking for. He can run. He can pick up yards in a way that like a Daniel Jones type of guy can, where he's not Kyler, he's not Lamar, who can pick up 80, 100 yards a game. But I think he can chip in 30, 40 yards rushing a game. That's all he's done so far. Has been brought in as a designated running back And he's got weapons, right? Like, this isn't a bad offense. That's always been the thing about the Giants. It should be good. Malik Neighbors is a star. Wandale's okay. They have a decent tight end. Like, Theo Johnson's okay. So I not playing him this week against the Chargers, but if he goes out and has a good week against the Chargers, they go right back against the New Orleans Saints team that he should be able to shred. So, pick him up, stash him on your bench if you're holding a couple quarterbacks, because I kind of like Jaxon Dart. I think he'll be okay at this.
I can get behind it. I mean, he looks really good in the preseason. Yeah, I get it. It's preseason, but I mean, it was a nice glimpse of the potential future, franchise quarterback, or so the Giants hope. And I mean, you had to know when they brought Russ in, he wasn't going to be a starter the full season. He's a great, he's a great veteran presence. And I think he's going to be, totally professional about it and not, bitch, moan, and whine behind the scenes. I mean, he wants to win still, and he's gonna do what he can to give as much knowledge as he can to Dart.
Dable's coaching for his job, so I don't think they want to keep it with the however old Russ is, 35-year-old veteran or whatever he is, and just give it to Jaxon Dart and see what he's got here.
Yeah. All right. Closing up the injury and the news talk here. Just a little rapid fire here. Some other notable names mispracticed. Krosky Merritt missed with a knee injury. There's another commander going down. Devontae Adams mispracticed with a hamstring injury. Back to practice this week, looking like they might be good to go already. Justin Fields and Brock Purdy. So, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, Bill not looking great to play this week. And then I think right now I don't really want to start any Commanders running back. Chris Rodriguez, Bill, or Jeremy McNichols, because they're all eating into each other. So we kind of need – if Bill's out, I think you could start Chris Rodriguez. But if they're all healthy, I don't want to start any of them.
Agreed.
Devontae, I don't believe he's practiced. He didn't practice yesterday or today. If he doesn't practice on Friday, then I'm worried about it. He's been awesome so far this season too. But if he doesn't practice tomorrow, then I'm probably thinking he's not playing, but I'm kind of hoping he's going to practice tomorrow. The only problem with Purdy, you can go ahead and fire up. Purdy's going to be fine. The only problem with Fields is he plays Monday night. So if you want to be, he should play. I expect him to play. They get the Dolphins. That's an awesome matchup. Their defense is pathetic. But if you just have Justin Fields and something happens, and like week 1 last season, I'll never forget, Monday Night Football, 2 hours before the game, Christian McCaffrey's not playing. You're not going to have a replacement. So if you're going to play Justin Fields, like, I don't know, pick up Tyrod and store him as your last spot on your bench for the week or something, because there is still the chance that he might not play. That's just
there are 4
Monday
teams that play Monday night, so you could, they are the early game, so maybe you could get Jake Browning if you really want to have him go against Broncos. Not really, but yeah, that's a rough one. I think he needs to be cleared before Monday night, or I'm starting somebody else.
I have him in a team, and I'm starting Carson Wentz over him. At least I'm planning to. 16 teams. I mean, it's deep, but I'm planning to start Carson Wentz over him. So
I don't hate it.
Cardinals just tried a flea flicker, and that was the dumbest thing ever. He just had a good play.
Another sack.
God. And then Murray's running for his life back there. Oh, this is bad.
Let's get some of these questions.
Cardinals look bad. Yeah, let's hit up some questions before we jump into some streamer talk here. Pull them up. Oh, you're pulling them up. I got you. Good stuff.
Jelly of the month. My flex is Juwan Jennings, and he might be out. That is true. He might be out. We didn't talk about him because there isn't a lot of updates ever on him. It feels like some week he just randomly shows up and plays. Week 2, week 3, just randomly showed up and didn't play. Didn't see the Charbonnet game coming. Drop Tillman for Trey Tucker if Jennings is out. Who does Cleveland play?
I mean,
plays Detroit.
I don't hate it, man. Tucker's getting a lot of work, man.
He's on the field all the time. That's the part about Trey Tucker. He is constantly on the field.
Yeah. I mean, we're never getting the game he had last week ever again. But he's he's getting work, man. Full PPR. I dig it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't know if it's fine. I don't know if I'm super excited for it, but it's not. I understand why you're doing it. So yeah, I get it. Trey Tucker leads in wide receiver snaps. Oh no, he's one behind Jacoby Myers on that team. 183, 61 snaps a game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, last one here. What's up, gents? I got offered Jamar Chase for Ibuka and Golden. Your thoughts? Thank you. Yeah, I'm still taking that. I know that Ibuka's been awesome. Matthew Golden might get better. I still want Jamar Chase. I don't care that Jake Brown is there. He's the best player in that trade, far and away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There is going to be a time where Jaden Reed comes back, and then we don't know what Golden does, right? Does he go back to being irrelevant? There is going to be a time where Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are healthy, or at least we hope so. And Ibuka, he's good, but a wide receiver 3 on that team is only going to be able to get so many targets. So, yeah, I would take Jamar Chase. The last game was horrible. This week's probably not going to be a whole lot better with the Broncos, unfortunately, but I do think there are brighter days ahead for that Bengals offense.
Yeah. Thank you, Jelly of the Month.
All right.
Very cool.
Yes. Thanks for joining us.
All right. That's it for the injury and news impact part of the show. Jumping in here to AJ's top streamers of the week. AJ, what you got here for quarterback?
Well, I didn't want to go too far in depth earlier because he was discussed as the sleeper quarterback.
Try to trash me for my pick here, for my ranking on this guy. Looky here.
Me?
Whoever did it. Somebody did.
Wasn't me. I didn't even talk during this section because I have
it's always your
Geno
fault,
Smith right here.
You know anyway.
It's my fault for putting my finger up too. You're right. Geno at home going against Chicago's god-awful defense. Geno's still only owned in 47% right now. I picked him up in a couple spots because I like the matchup. Now, I get the argument Geno is, Jekyll and Hyde. You got something in your face there?
Stupid gnat flying right across my face, man. I thought it was going to go in my eye.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw what Trey Tucker did. We know what Brock Bowers is. We know what Jacoby Myers is. I think this is just a great matchup for him. And, between the Jekyll and Hyde every other week uptick and downside of Geno, I just think this is a good week for him to break that trend and have 2 really strong weeks in a row.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I don't mind Geno in a matchup against the Bears defense that just gave up 50 or 52, was that? Something like that a couple weeks ago.
So it was around that.
Yeah, they got racked by the Lions for sure.
So,
yeah.
And then the Dallas Cowboys did not do the racking against them. But, I believe this is 3 straight weeks this guy is a streamer here at the running back position. And that would be a running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, not named Isaiah Pacheco. Who do you like at the running back position, AJ?
Well, that's got to be Brashard. No, I'm just kidding. It's Kareem Hunt. I know I'm dipping back into my well from last week. That's why I was looking at last week's sheet to check his ownership then. He was down at 28%. I will pat myself on the back a little bit for that one because he did show up and he had a nice game. Granted, the touchdown definitely helped that out because him and Pacheco were basically even. 10 carries, 34 yards, one catch for 10 yards. But that rushing touchdown is really what put him over the top on this one. We already talked about Baltimore's defense being a complete sieve. So the fact that Detroit ran 34 times for 218 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, I think Hunt's going to be able to eat a little bit this week. So I will bank on another touchdown, at least one, and maybe 60 yards. Might break one for 20, 25 yards. So back in the hunt with Hunt.
Back in the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, look, Baltimore's defense has not been good. You've been able to, basically do whatever you wanted against them. It's been a lot of tough matchups, but it's, we're expecting more from them. But let's jump over here to the receivers. And who is your streamer of the week there?
All right. My streamer for receiver is going to be Mr. Darnell Mooney. He's kind of doubled production each week so far. Not saying that that's much because he went 2 receptions for 20 on 4 targets and then 4 for 44, but he had 11 targets. So the targets going up that much is gives me some optimism on what he can do against a pretty bad Washington pass defense. So, they gave up the farm to Trey Tucker last week, 3 touchdowns, 247 to receivers. So I'm liking Mooney this week, and I think it's a good option. Not a whole lot that I was really looking at for that percentage that we try to stick around. So.
Yeah, I looked at Mooney
taking a dart throw.
My article for that's going to go up tomorrow. I think my one thing with Mooney, and so like the 11 targets look awesome, but like they were down 30. They lost the game 30-0. Like they had to abandon the run, and that's not going to be what they're going to. I don't think they're going to have to do that against the Commanders this week. And when they don't have to abandon the run, they've come out and said it. They want to lean on that run game as much as possible. And so that was my one concern about Mooney. I'm actually kind of surprised he wasn't rostered in more leagues. Honestly, that was my big takeaway from that, really. But
yeah, I get the target share thing there, but I still think he's shown value in the past, and that could be an interesting game, a little bit of back and forth. I don't see them getting completely shut out again. So no, that's why I'm in on it. All right. Tight end with yet another lacking percentage of stuff to go from. Basically looking at Evan Ingram at 56%. Down to Harold Fannin at 39%. So, which one do I want to do? Brenton Strange, all the way down at 27%.
Joe loves Brenton Strange.
He does.
Hey,
he's been good. I'm not good. He's good. That's your guy. That is your guy, Joe.
Weird infatuation, but. Hey, you do
second on the team in targets, leads them with 13 receptions. If he were to have found the end zone just once, he'd be tight end 10 on the year, but he's tight end 15. We'd be singing another tune for him right now if he had just scored at least once. If that first week tight end touchdown had gone to him, different story.
Yeah, potentially.
I give you a super deep name, Uncle Ted. In the chat earlier, mentioned him, and that is Aranda Gedson. I believe it's 2% rostered. First time he was activated last week for the Chargers, and 7 targets. He got 2 or 3 targets in the red zone, caught 5 of them for 46. Disley was out last week. We got to see how. The only reason I would be adding him everywhere. You got to make sure that Disley, how the split works out with Disley healthy, and I believe that's going to happen this week. But otherwise, watch Aranda Gedson. He was basically.
Somebody else, who's the other guy they have? Both their tight ends were out last week. Like, he was it.
Tyler Conklin, too, right?
Yeah.
I think they have Tyler Conklin. I don't know if he was healthy or not. I'm not sure, but
He wasn't.
like if you don't know anything about what Rodney gets, and he's essentially a wide receiver at Syracuse who counts a tight end. That's why he's in the NFL too. He's a wide receiver who counts a tight end, and it's very valuable for fantasy. So if we can get him to play, like I think we'd have been talking about him earlier. The question was just with Will Dissly, was he going to play? But available in the deepest of leagues right now. So
excellent. But I will stick with Fannin over Ingram. Ingram just hasn't really caught on yet this year.
Kyle
Fannin has been good, even with Njoku there. Jay Flaccolicious just likes to throw it into his tight ends, so can't go wrong with that. And at Detroit, they gave up 8 for 113 and 2 tutties last week to Baltimore's.
Mark Andrews lives.
Yeah. Yep. He was dropped, and then somebody immediately picked him back up. I'm like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't have dropped him.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to drop him yet. I know it was a bad first couple of weeks, but man, you got to remember what he did last year too to start the season. I'll give him a little bit more time. It's not like there's. I mean, who did he pick up off the waiver? Is what I wonder. Like, unless he got like Juwan Johnson, maybe, but like, who did he get? You're like super excited about the whole rest of the year to play over Mark Andrews.
Yeah, no.
That's the problem with that position. It's
the person that got him dropped Jonnu and picked him up.
Okay.
The person who dropped him picked up Harold Fannin. So, I mean, I
don't know, man.
The buy-in.
I
like Fannin. I like Fannin.
I do too. I just think there's Njoku and Fannin are they're just gonna eat into each other. Oh, there goes Walker. Is he gonna make it? Nah, all right.
Of course he doesn't make it, Joe.
I know. Now we're gonna.
Now we can bring in Charbonnet
and he's calling for it. He's calling for it. He's tired. He
ready for the AJ Barner double touchdown to help all fantasy managers. Jake Bobo. Sorry.
You know what? I have AJ Barner in Scott Fish sitting on my bench. Oh yeah.
Nice job. Okay.
No. Sorry, not. Is it Scott Fish or is it? Might be my dynasty league.
Yes, flag.
Barner.
Before we get to the most important part of the show here, I think we answer this one person's question here. Tyler, trade George Kittle and Calvin Ridley for Rashee Rice and Travion Henderson. If you can get anything of value for Calvin Ridley, I would do that. So, yes. I would rather have Rashee Rice and Travion Henderson. And I love George Kittle.
So here would be my question. Who are you replacing
Kittle with?
Who are you putting in place for Kittle?
Well, that would be have a tight end now because we've only got 1 week out of him. So if you have a competent tight end for Kittle, then
yeah. If Kittle is like far and away better than your replacement for him, then Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm doing that.
I mean, you got Kittle. I mean, Kittle's probably going to be like tight end. I mean, could you argue he could be tight end 1 the rest of the way? It's not like Bowers and McBride are doing a whole lot. Once Kittle comes back, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. I don't think.
I would argue Juwan Johnson's a top 5 tight end the rest of the way too. The way they use him, man. He's got to be like towards the top in targets too.
I think he is top in targets.
Yeah. So like the way they're using him, I mean, if you give me a tight end that gets that much volume, like he is second at tight end in targets behind only Ferguson and his 55 targets last week. 11, 9, and 8 per game. That's pretty valuable. So I'm fine with that. I would rather. What do you say here? He's adding more context. Puka, Nico, Olave, Ridley, and Waddle. I mean, you got good receivers, anyways.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
great. I mean, it's a good team, dude. Like. Job. Yeah. Go Puka. He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you could use Henderson, I think that's obviously the way to go. Rice will be good. Like, what you then do Puka, Nico, and Rice and flex Olave maybe, or Olave and flex Rice. Yeah.
If I can get anything for Calvin Ridley's looked awful. I think he's been passed by AO man, or he's looked awful. We were all kind of wrong on that one. I
apologize for that one.
Yeah, we all have some L's and hits. Now, the most important part of the show here. Everybody turn up your car volume, turn up your radio, whatever you're listening on. AJ is about to give you the defense that you need for week 4 to win in fantasy football.
Defense.
It's great. Your defense, you picked 3 last week.
God. I did. I'm not doing that this week. Although
at least you hit on the Colts.
I did hit on the
Since he was not good.
I also hit on Batemobile. AA Ron.
Yeah, dude. When he was balling out, I was like, hey, I remember that.
I told you. D-Hop almost had a nice breakout for a touchdown until there was a penalty of some sort.
Yeah. I want to know if anybody who had the Vikings defense lost last week. If you had the Vikings defense and you lost, hit it up in the comments. I want to know how.
Yeah.
Screenshots.
What did you do?
What happened? Did you go against Trey Tucker?
That's the only way you lost.
Yeah. All right. So this week
4 defense.
I have lots of shares of Denver and Seattle on the same teams because this is what I talked about in the offseason here. When you're drafting a defense and multiple defenses, which is the only way, you want to do that complementary thing where you have this week one's good and the other one's got a tough matchup, blah, blah, blah. Well, this week they both had a good matchup, so I kind of split the difference here, but I'm looking at where I played Denver and seeing Seattle put up a ton of points, and it's making me a little sad. But Seattle was owned in just under 60%, so they're a little high, plus they're playing tonight, so that doesn't help. But I'm going to go just with the next tick down here, and that is the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
They are playing the Carolina Panthers. They are at home, and Carolina, although they shut out Atlanta last week, they have given up. They just aren't good. I mean, the Patriots.
I got some stats. They are allowing opposing defenses to score the 10th most points, and that includes the fact that Atlanta did nothing. So, not good.
Yeah. Patriots, on the other hand, they have 9 sacks in 3 weeks. None last week, but 4 and 5 in weeks 1 and 2 against Vegas and Miami. They had a touchdown against Miami. They have an interception in every game. And the highest point total they've given up is 27, also to Miami, weirdly enough. I just think that they're due for another solid game here. This could be the Bryce Young kind of drop-off game. Tet McMillan is injured potentially, so he may not play. The Chuba's good, but he can only do so much
now, and that was my streamer pick. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. They ranked 7th on the Streamer-matic this week, but every single defense ahead of them is rostered in more than 50% of leagues. The Lions and the Chargers before waivers ran were not, but since waivers ran, they have jumped above 50%, so they are not eligible. But if they are still available, they are absolutely the defenses to get in front of these guys, in my opinion. In fact, Chargers are my pick, man. I know you guys are loving some Dart, but man, going against the Chargers for that first one, good luck.
Yeah,
have fun, man.
That's not ideal.
Rookie going against the Chargers in his first matchup. Nah, man, I'm good.
What are the Texans at?
Texans are up at 81% on
the
list I'm looking at, and Chargers are 74.
Are you on? You're on the Yahoo list.
I'm on the Yahoo one. Yeah,
I just ran this probably 3 hours before the show, and they were only at 62. That has jumped up drastically. Holy cow!
Wow.
That's the one.
Which one?
That's the one that I'm playing everywhere.
The Texans.
Oh, the Texans.
Titans,
yeah.
right? Texans have the Titans.
Yep.
I'm not wrong about that.
Yeah.
Texans have the
Yeah,
Titans.
they're
That's
number
the one I
2 on
played.
the Streamer-Matic. If you guys don't know what the Streamer-Matic is, go over to the Fantasy Six Pack. It's pinned to the front page. It's a tool that combines a bunch of data and ranks the defenses for the week, and then puts roster percentages and start percentages from Yahoo, and lets you know like who you can go get in most leagues. That would be good streaming options. This is a phenomenal tool. Forget who made it years ago. Tyler, I forget his last name. I mean, it made it like 8 years ago, probably even more. I forget. And Keith Lott took it and like completely, he just added a ton to it, expanded it immensely. You would use these rankings exactly, throw them into the ECR, and it would finish like number 1 in like top 10 almost every single week with them. It's a great tool. I use it all the time to pick my streaming defense because that's how I roll with my defense. I just stream it every single week. So
yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it. But yeah, anytime you can get a defense up against the Titans, you should fare pretty well. They've given up no less than 4 sacks a game. They've got a turnover, at least 1 turnover in every game. And they got a touchdown. Indy got a touchdown on them last week. So they are obviously susceptible to giving up points for the opposing defense.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, that's it for the show. We are looking at Kyler Murray scamper down the sideline.
Don't jinx him. Jeez.
Game's not
that was
over
like his best
yet,
play of the
but
game. Don't jinx him.
I know. Sorry, man. Jeez.
Yeah, we need some decent play here, brother.
It's been bad, man. It's 20-6 right now. It's not over. Cardinals score a touchdown here. It's possible, but they've really got to pick it up. But all right, that's it for the show. Good luck in week 4. Make sure you check out fantasy6pack.net. And unless you guys got anything else to say, close it out.
I would like to say, go Kyler Murray. Don't throw the ball to Marvin Harrison and let him hit it in his hands and botch the other team. That's what I'd like to say.
And this is what AJ has to say.
I'm a child.
Good night, everyone.